In this video, we're going to look at this query here. So a query to calculate the number of cleaners with 25 or less stars who require training. Unfortunately for us, that actually has to go into two separate queries. Okay, so in the last video we dealt with how we did the query number 1, and now we're going to build another two queries. We're going to build a query from a query. Okay, so in the first one, first of all, we are going to build some of the information that we need. So first of all, we're going to need some information about the cleaners. So we're going to add our cleaner table. We're going to need some information about the supervisor, because that would be quite helpful. And then we're going to need some information about their star rating. So I need their cleaning jobs. So I've got my three tables here from which I'm going to build my query. Now, whenever we start to sort or filter queries, they go in the order that you read from left to right. Okay, so essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my cleaner first. Okay, don't worry about the fact that they'll all look like they've been swapped over because of their relationships. That's absolutely fine. And then I'm going to take their supervisor. I'm actually going to take their supervisor name rather than having their supervisor ID. Okay, we could use their cleaner name, but that's absolutely fine. We don't need that. And then I'm going to take their job star rating first of all over here. Now, essentially, what we want to know is we want, first of all, for them to add up all of the job star ratings. Okay, and anytime we want to do something like that, we need to press this totals button here. Now, the totals are by default this group by. Okay, as soon as we want it to do something else, so in this circumstance we want it to sum. Okay, however, we only want it to display the ones, and this is where the criteria comes in, where the sum of those values is going to be less than or equal to 25. So essentially they're summing up all of those ratings. Now, if we take that out for a little minute and we just run that, essentially what we've got is all 32 cleaners, and we've got all of the sums of their jobs. Okay, so cleaner number 1 has in her time, or his time rather, earned 64 stars. So now if we change that criteria back again, and so I only want to display those, now when I run it, I have only got the 4 cleaners who have got a job star rating of less than 25. That was, if you like, the filter that I put on it. Okay, so what this query does is only show those cleaners. So it filters out. So it's using the job star rating as a filter and only showing those cleaners that filter has been applied to. I'm now going to save that query. Remember, I can Control and S to save that query. I'm not going to save that query as a number because this is part of building up into query number 2. So I'm literally going to just think about what it does. So it makes the cleaners less than, take the star out, 25 stars. Okay, and that's what my query is actually doing. And I'm going to press OK, and I'm going to close that. Now I'm going to create another query from that, because what I want to do now is I want to calculate. So just like I showed that table on, I could count them physically and said this shows that there are 4 cleaners, I now want a query that's going to do that. I don't want to take the query from the table, I want to take the query from the query. Okay, so I'm only wanting to add that one thing. Okay, and essentially what I just want to do is I want to say I'm going to add that cleaner ID from that query. So there are only 4 things in there. I want to show my totals. I don't want it to group. I actually want to count how many there were. I don't have a criteria. That's basically it. And all I've got is literally the fact that there were 4. So there are 4 cleaners So what has my query done? It's calculated the number of cleaners with less than 25 stars. Okay, sometimes it's a lot easier to try and take these filtering calculations and put them into different queries. That will give us a lot more scope. Alright, so now I'm going to save this as query 2, because this is actually query 2. Okay, so what have we got? Query 2, and query 2 is going to be number of cleaners with less than 25 stars. So number of cleaners with less than 25 stars. Okay, and I'm going to save that. Alright, and there we go. So I've now got a query that's leading into this query number 2, and that's all this video was about.